see, what have you learned?
What's your favourite verse of the Quran?
My favourite verse. I haven't
Name me
got
one.
a favourite.
Name me one.
I haven't got a
Name me
favourite
one verse in the
verse.
Quran.
I definitely haven't got a favourite verse.
Tell me a
of the
hadith.
Quran.
Tell me your favourite hadith.
It's things that I'm concerned with. It's
you
not
only
about
looked at
things.
them, you've only looked at them.
I haven't looked at anything because there's loads of lovely verses in the Quran.
Give me one. Give me one.
So why don't you look into them instead?
Most
of looking at
merciful,
them.
most forgiving. One God. Those things, there's loads of beautiful things in the Quran. I think I passed
No,
that
you sound
one.
very learned. You sound very learned. I'm very impressed.
Listen,
I'm very impressed.
Listen. So, there's loads of things in the Muslim
You're not
religion.
serious. Go on.
Alright, cool. There's loads of things in the Muslim religion, yeah, that are good. Good. I'm not here to talk about those things. I'm here to talk about the things that concern the layman in this country.
So why don't you teach the layman the good things, just like you? So you claiming
They
to
don't
be a
care about
layman.
the good things. They don't. The
What
good
if I
things,
make the claim that the laymen in this country aren't concerned about Islam? It's more a fringe movement of people. Who I made that claim to?
If you made the claim to me that what?
That it's not the average layman in Britain that's actually concerned about Islam. There's actually a certain faction of society that's worried about
You
Islam.
think it's a small? Okay, that might be true.
Okay.
Might be true.
But you're presenting it as the layman in England is afraid of Islam.
That's how I see it. That's how my.
Who do you hang around with? I don't know. Go on.
I don't hang around with Tommy Robinson supporters.
I never said that.
Yeah,
I never said
I
that.
just
I
put it
never
out for
said
the
that.
record.
I never said that.
If you saw who I hung around with, you'd be surprised. Trust me.
Oh, yeah. Your Muslim friends, yeah?
Huh? Got Muslim friends, yeah. Got Muslim friends.
So is Tommy, isn't he?
Huh?
So is Tommy, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, go on. So what are your concerns today? If I can help you, I will.
I haven't got any concerns personally because I'm not really worried about you. I'm just showing you. I'm just showing my audience what you lot want to say and how you want to push your Islam forward. What's going on in
What is your audience, by the way, if you don't mind me asking? What's your audience mainly?
I would have considered my audience the laymen in this country.
The layman in this country. All demographics, is it a certain type of layman?
Have your audience asked you to come
Predominantly
here?
white, I would imagine.
They will ask you to come here?
Just for the camera,
Oh,
it's not
hell
free
no,
verse
nobody
one.
has asked me to come out. Come out of my own accord.
Okay, why don't you present what's wrong with Islam then?
Listen, I'm telling you what they see wrong with Islam. For me personally, I've got the sticking point for me with Islam is the age of AISHA. That's a sticking point for me. Like,
Have you looked into it?
Yeah, I've looked into it a little bit, and I've got information
Tell
from
me this.
various Muslims.
Tell me this. Who narrated that Aisha was that age?
Can't remember.
Okay, so you don't know that. Do you know how many wives did the Prophet have? If he's got it?
I thought you could have as many as you wanted.
How many did he have?
Could he have as many as he wanted?
And how old were the other ones?
There was one. Well, it depends on what age the Mariam is.
You're allowed to say you don't know to me these questions first.
Yeah, no. Anything I'll say I don't know, I'll definitely say I don't know.
Okay. And have you looked back into the time when a lot of the marriages were between leaders were political alliances? Have you looked at all these things?
I also know that having sex with a 9-year-old girl, I don't agree with.
I agree.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree.
Do you agree that your prophet is not my prophet? Do you agree that your prophet had sex with a 9-year-old girl?
Well, you tell me. You
No,
tell
I'm
me.
asking
Because
you.
you're the one that's
You're
looked into it.
Muslim.
You're the
I'm
one
not
that's looked
even
into it.
Muslim.
Here's what I believe. Let me ask you this. Do you believe sleeping with a 16-year-old is
matter to
fine? Do you believe
answering the
sleeping
question with a question.
No, because you've gone straight into the age of
This is your
Aisha, which
faith.
is generally means you don't know what you're not sure.
your faith,
So
innit?
you've just grabbed into it.
Ask me one question.
Can you sleep with a 16-year-old? Would you sleep with a 16-year-old?
No.
Why not?
For me, it's not something
But it's
I would
legal.
do.
Why not do it?
It's personal choice, isn't it? It's against my moral conduct.
Against your own personal law?
Yeah.
Where do you get that from?
I just got a feeling inside of me of what's right to do and what's wrong to do.
Okay, yeah, I'll tell you, I wouldn't sleep with a 16-year-old either. And I believe Islam tells me I can't sleep with a 16-year-old too. Because in Islam, they have to be mentally, physically ready. Also, you have to marry them, so you can't just sleep with people. You have to actually marry them.
Does that make it right that he married her and she was 6 years old and then had sex with her when she was
But
9?
do you
Some
know
of these hadiths have been corrupted.
do you know if she was 6-year-old or
Do you accept
9-year-old?
the hadith?
No, but where did you get this information? You're presenting this information.
I heard it's a
Where did you
solid
get it from?
hadith.
Where did you get it from?
I heard it's a
Heard it from where? Where did you
I'm not
Here's
a
what I would
scholar
do.
in
Here's
Islam.
what I would
But that's
do.
what's
Here's what I would do. Here's what I would do.
Educate me.
Here's
We
what I
tried to. I've been trying to educate
Educate
for the
me
last
right
couple
now.
of weeks.
BVM.
But you've been saying the
Is
same
it
thing
BVM
for the
or
last
BVM?
couple of weeks, BVM.
BVM.
Black
Which one
man.
you want?
BVM, you are the one standing with a camera with a platform, making out that you know a thing or two. No, you're coming, you don't even know the hadith. You don't know anything about it. And you're saying, I heard about it from someone, so I'm standing here.
I mean, I don't even usually talk to this guy on camera anyway, so I have to agree with him. So I want to speak to you about this. So you, for the last couple of months, I've been here for the last couple of months. We come to the park at the same time. You've been asking me ever since. And what have you been learning? What have you been learning?
I've been learning that there's a big division in this country, man. It seems like there's a big division in this country.
And it's got nothing to do with Islam. It's got nothing to do with Islam. But you've picked on it, Islam.
I think it's to do with
and that's what I want to ask you.
It's to do with the ideology of Islam. That's what I think it is.
So tell us about it.
So come on, tell us about it.
That's what I told you about it. I jumped straight in. With the age of AISHA.
But what you say that means that I can go and marry a 9-year-old. I believe I'm going to marry a 9-year-old.
Do you believe that your prophet was a perfect human being?
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
So do you believe there was nothing wrong with him marrying a 6-year-old and having sex with a 9-year-old?
Do you know that for sure?
Well, tell me it's not true then.
Oh no, I want you to go do your homework. I don't want to just feed you information.
All right, listen,
I want you to
next week you come back and learn.
No, just because I don't know.
Check this out.
Check this out. Check this out.
Check this out. Check this out.
Is it Bukhari?
Check this out. Check this out.
I'm going with Bukhari.
Yeah, Bukhari, but who narrated it?
I'm going with Bukhari. Is it in Bukhari somewhere?
Aisha actually narrated it herself. She actually does.
Okay, so Aisha narrated it herself.
Look into this. Look into this. Okay, Aisha led how many thousands of people into battle?
What's that got to do with whether she's 6 and 9?
I'll tell you. So
Against Ali, yeah.
So some people believe at that yes.
Shias believe that she was 18.
No, but at that age, you couldn't have been that age to do it. That's an example of a leaf. You've got to weigh things up. What you've got to try and do, if there's any advice I can give you, rather than just taking what one of the Tommy boys may have said to you, or looking on one of the Googling it and doing something like that,
Don't hang around
actually use your intellect and actually look into something before you stand there with a camera.
I do.
Wait, let's
He's a layman, so I'm trying to explain what you're learning.
Aisha narrated it. Aisha narrated it.
James is here.
Did he marry her when he was 6?
James is here, guys. Let's ask him. Why not?
Enough of James.
No?
Why?
Difficult question for you. I can see it on his
It's not a
face.
difficult question for me.
Do you believe that was the right thing to do?
No, but here's the thing. Do you believe that I believe I can marry a 9-year-old?
Do you believe it's the right thing to do?
Do you believe that?
Huh?
Do you believe that?
I believe you'd be disgusting. I would want to lynch you.
I agree. If I heard somebody who slept with a 9-year-old, I think Sharia law and don't give them any jail sentence.
So did he or didn't he?
I want you to go home and look into it.
See what I'm saying?
I want
See,
you to go and
I'm
look
going to
into
explain
it.
something to you. Yeah, I'm going to go
I
and look
wasn't
into it.
there. I wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can only go on what I've researched.
Right, listen.
But you've researched nothing. And
No,
you're
I've done a
standing
bit of
there.
research. I
How
have
many
done
people you got
research.
watching? How many people you got watching?
I have done this research.
How many people you got watching?
Nobody.
Guys, recording the video.
It's not live.
Lie, not lie.
No, but that is a good question because every week you can't.
Oh, okay. Fair
Nobody.
enough. Fair enough. All right, it's just for your channel. All right.
He's ready for the edit. He's gonna edit it a bit, you know.
I'm not going to edit it.
Left and right of it.
Straight
Don't
out.
worry, we got the full thing here.
I'm
We
gonna,
got the full
this
thing
is what's
here.
important. I tell you, right, from my side.
Alright,
Look.
I can't.
Wait,
Alright,
I know you don't talk.
let me ask you one question, BVV.
Oh,
No, I got
wait,
one.
let me address it.
I got one question for
Let me
you. No, I
address
got
it.
one
I'm
question.
going to show you the problem. No. I'm going to show you the problem. I'm going to show you the problem with what you just done.
Why don't you represent real Islam on
I'm
your
going to show you
channel?
the problem.
I know what you're doing.
What
You're
you just
trying
done.
to link me with paedophilia.
No, of course not. I'm not going to do that.
Go on, do it.
I'm not a scumbag.
I'm very settled.
I'm going to tell you the problem with what you done. You created a big grey area. Do you understand
How
in the
have I
fact?
created a grey area?
Because I asked you a normal question. I asked you a simple question. Do you agree with the marriage of 6 and 9? And in a roundabout way, you're saying I wouldn't do it yourself, but you can't say that it was wrong for your prophet to do.
Do you believe I can do everything that the Prophet, peace be upon him, did?
Well, they eat dates and you eat dates, innit?
Is that really your...
Wow! Come on, BVM, you're better than that.
Let me
BVM,
educate
you're
you.
better than that. You're better than that.
How many wives did the Prophet have?
I
Peace
don't
be
know.
upon him.
I don't know.
How many am I allowed to
Educate
have?
me.
How many am I allowed to have as a Muslim?
I believe 4.
Okay, so
Didn't Muhammad, weren't he allowed to have as many as he wanted?
if that's true,
He had a special.
but
Didn't
isn't
he
that
have
an
a special?
example? Isn't that an example where I've been given guidance where I have to do certain things, and he may have done something? He may
He
have done
done
something another
extras.
way. So
He had extra wives,
he
innit?
had,
You're
more,
only allowed 4.
he had more than 4 wives.
He had
a
more
lot
than 4
more
wives.
than 4 wives.
Yeah, he had special treatment. What
Look
the
here,
Lord,
look here.
Muhammad, what the Lord Allah blessed it down for him. Everybody was only allowed 4.
Do you think it's easy having 11 wives? Have you got one?
Boy, I'm telling you, he had a good time.
Well, you're
I'm telling
ruling
you, he had a
over a
good
whole
time with the
country.
11 what he had, or
Let
whatever he
me
had.
say, you need to look into these marriages and what they were all about. And what you need to.
Can I ask you a
You're just
question?
looking at it as, oh yeah, he's a
Can I ask
lucky
you a
bloke. What a lucky bloke. 11.
Can I ask you a question?
You don't give me the information that I want. Thank you very much, I appreciate that.
You need to look into it.
Do you honestly believe
I am
I'm a
a
genuine
genuine
guy?
guy.
Do you honestly believe this is a genuine
No,
guy?
but-
Alright, what do you think now?
From what he's saying,
Listen.
I can't.
What's my motive? What am I
You
here
guys
for?
answer his
What?
You've been saying for the last
Well,
couple of
I wouldn't go somewhere with no knowledge of it and like this and go and start asking
I
questions.
told you why I
So
came.
you're here to
went
learn. There's plenty
demonstrations.
of books out there.
No, I
There's
went to
plenty of books out there.
demonstrations. I went to loads of demonstrations.
What demonstrations did you go to?
Tommy Robinson,
Why did you choose-
Yellow Vest.
Yeah, this is what I was going to ask him earlier.
Do
How
you
come
go
you
to
haven't-
do
how
you
come
go
you
to the
haven't
anti ones?
Yeah, how
Yeah,
come
of
you
course.
haven't
I went to
No, but what I want to say is, you question. I only see you questioning Islam. Why don't you ever question any other religion?
80-90% Muslims there, so you know what I mean?
I never see you
If you
question.
do the numbers, 90% of the time I'm going to be questioning Muslims, isn't it?
And so, but you only question Muslims. You only speak to Muslims. I've never seen you speaking to Judaism, Christianity,
There seems to be
any
a
other
common
religion. Any
I-
other religion.
It seems to be in this country.
But
it
you
seems
don't
like
speak to
it's-
any other religions,
In this
though,
country,
like, you know?
right, in this country, yeah, it seems like most people in this country are worried about Islam.
Not
I'd
most
rather
people.
than
7% of the
We've
population.
addressed that problem. You
7%
agree that you
of
may
the
I'm
not
just
be.
saying. No, I didn't agree. Didn't agree. I'll
So
take
how many
that
people in the
back.
country have you spoken to make that assessment?
Yes, sir.
How do you make that assessment?
Just my general observation of media and coming to Speaker's Corner.
Media.
I ain't got the mic. Like
So you get all your sources from mainstream media.
Hence why I'm here and I'm
do
surrounded
it the
by,
handheld.
I don't know how many Muslims.
How many people are Muslim?
Look at the demographics. Look at the demographics. You ask me why I speak to Muslims
This
most of the
guy is
time.
definitely
I
feeding
speak
some
to
narrative,
Muslims.
isn't he?
No, but you only
feeding
speak
some
about
narrative.
Islam, though, BB Black Van Man.
I wanted to say, yeah.
I've spoken to loads of different people.
No, but
Do you know, you've chosen to come here and you invited a Muslim to speak to. So you could have gone over there and spoken to anyone.
I'm
You
going
can
to
speak to anyone.
some
Be
other people
invited.
as well. I've got another
Okay.
person over
I'll
there
check
that I
out your
wanna
channel.
speak to.
There'll be lots of conversations on everything. Yeah, Christianity. Yeah.
it's mainly
other
Islam,
things.
though.
No,
This
it's
is what I was
Islam,
saying to
Tommy Robinson, which wasn't anything to do with
I
Islam.
heard you earlier
at the
talking to
beginning.
this brother about you connecting terrorist attacks to Islam as well.
Well, if they're going around using hadith and Quranic scripture in,
Which ones did they use?
if they're going around, if people are going around, I'm saying if people go around and do a terrorist attack, and when they do that terrorist attack, they quote Quran and hadith, then you should be concerned with it for fear of you getting tarred with the same brush.
Okay, so how many Muslims are there in the world?
You tell me, you definitely know.
1.6, 1.8. I've never counted them, but
How many, Jordan?
let's say
1.6
1.8 billion.
Yeah.
1.8 billion. How many of
Billion.
these? How many of these are terrorists in your?
Answer the question,
How many of
BVM.
these are
Small minority.
tiny fraction like that.
That's the minority that you have to
you're
be
happy to
worried
stand
about.
there and go, well, obviously.
That's the
you know,
minority that you have to be worried about.
Someone did call you
Alright,
low
if you do
IQ. Does that
estimate-
sound
if
like
you
that's
do-
a bit
Well,
low
let me
IQ?
show you.
Alright, let's go to a low IQ. You don't talk.
This
You don't
is a
talk.
very bad argument. Just
Oh,
because
shit.
Why lie,
one
man?
is a war.
Maybe the argument.
And was it because they were black?
What's the question? Did what?
Did his prophet swap 2 black slaves for 1?
The point is here is what you've said is you've said. I mean, we addressed. What about my point about the racism? Did you dismiss that? 'Cause you
What
kind
about the racism?
that I believe that Islamophobia is heavily rooted within racism. Because your
Yeah,
first claim, your
I
first
think it's
claim when you
about,
came
that's
up
why I
to me,
said I think it's they've looked into the ideology.
you believe most people that are concerned with Islam
I don't-
have looked into the ideology.
Because they look into just right. If I want to look into the bad points of Islam,
You've heard of
if I want to look into the bad points of anything, I can go on to Google now, yeah. And if I were, and just imagine it's Christianity, I can go on there and put Christianity in there, the debating points or whatever it is. It's going to come up with a load of shit. I don't have to read the whole Bible. I don't have to read the whole Quran. I can just ask you a question about AISHA. I can ask you a question about raisin heads. I can ask you a question about slaves. I can ask you a question. I can ask you all of those questions that you don't want to answer. It seems that you don't want to answer it.
But no, but like I said, you've come here and you've made a claim. You've made the claim that British people are concerned about Islam.
I believe they are. Maybe they're not.
You've also made claims about terrorism and you've spoken about, and you seem to imply there's a lot of radical people and stuff like that.
I didn't do that.
So,
You're
but no,
lying.
you did.
That's not true.
So for therefore, I expect you to be
That's not
pulling
true.
some knowledge to me.
That's not true.
Jordan, I believe all this, but can you
Just
ask me
said a
this?
load
Can
of
you
shit,
ask
though.
me
That's
this?
not
Can you
true.
ask me this?
That's
Can
not
you ask
true,
me this?
Jordan.
You did. You said 1% would be a load of people.
Yeah, it would
So
be,
you,
man.
so you, by insinuation,
You said
you did
there's
that. So it's not-
1.8.
I'm
How
talking about-
many Muslims are there? 1.8 billion.
But what point are you making by this?
I said conservative, there's 10 to 20. You all laughed and said, oh, maybe 1%. I said 1% of 1.8 billion is what? Is it 180
But
million?
what point are you making? I mean, if I,
It's a lot of people, not terrorists.
If I said, oh,
Simple.
white people, and this percentage are paedophiles, and that's worrying, why am I making that point for? I want to know why you're making the point.
Because I believe a lot of people are concerned in this country.
I don't really know where you're going to go from here. So you're holding your platform there. So the people behind want to know, want questions answered. If they ask you to ask these questions,
No, I want to know. I want to know for
you want
myself
to know for yourself.
personally
You
as
want to know.
well.
So you've been to Tommy. You decided to start your journey at Tommy rallies.
Certainly did.
You met Danny Tomo,
Danny
and I
Tomo.
saw the video.
Had a lovely
You
chat.
looked like you were starstruck.
Why is that?
You did. You're like, oh, Danny's here. And
Why is
you know
that?
that's true. Well, I was
Why would
wondering. I
I
was
be? I
wondering
didn't
why.
even know who you
I
was.
was wondering.
From.
I'm
Why would I
biased.
be
I'm
starstruck
biased.
about
BVM.
someone who?
And I'm obviously a Christian then.
Right. Why would I look up
so
to
that your
Danny
journey,
Tomo?
your journey is there. Your journey is there, and now you come to Speaker's Corner, and you've got loads of questions about Islam.
Why would I be starstruck about Danny Tomo?
You tell me.
No, because you're the one that I came across as starstruck. I can't see a reason why I would be starstruck.
Me neither.
by
It's bizarre.
no
It's
motive.
bizarre.
You've got no motive
Yeah,
for me.
it's bizarre.
Right, look, you've got no motive, yeah, for me coming and being a black person asking you these questions. You've got
Yeah,
no
it's
motive
strange.
for it.
It's strange
Yeah,
to
you've got
watch.
no
It's strange
motive.
to watch.
All right,
It's
cool.
strange
You've got
to
no
watch.
motive. You've got no motive for me talking to Danny Tomo.
I'm sure it'll all come clear one day.
Right, you got no motive for me to talking to Danny Tomo. When the old bill come to arrest someone, the first thing they look for is a motive. If they haven't got a motive, they haven't got jack shit. So what you are coming to me with is jack shit.
Okay, well, shall I answer that?
Literally.
Shall I answer that for you?
Could you?
Shall I answer that for you? So you're a guy that's gone to Tommy.
Yeah.
Gone to Tommy thing first.
Yeah.
You've chosen to turn the direction to Danny Tomo, and now you're at Speaker's Corner asking questions about Islam.
No, I didn't.
And what are you expecting me to believe, that you are genuinely here to talk about Islam in a sincere way?
Tell me the
Are
sincere
you
things about
genuinely think people are that dumb that they're going to think, oh yeah, you know, this guy is.
So what am I here
what else?
for?
Why don't you go to masjids
What
and
have I
speak
got
to
to gain?
Muslims?
I'm going to go and
Sorry?
talk to Imam of my local.
Why haven't you done it
area.
already?
I'm not on your time. I'm on Black Van Man's time.
All right, well, do you need a couple more Tommy marches
No,
before you actually go and
maybe.
speak to a learned
Yeah, maybe.
Muslim?
What should I do it on your
So
time
I think
or mine?
I think it's fair enough to question your motive and to wonder.
put myself
This is
into the
strange.
public. You
You're
can't
right.
question
It's
me.
strange for me to see a black man doing what you're doing.
Strange for me to see a white man doing what you're doing.
I'm sure it is.
Trust me.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
Strange for me to
Straight
see a
back
white
at me,
man
straight back at me.
with the cape on.
Yeah. So. Well, yeah, and there, look, more stuff.
Muslim
The
cake.
more stuff for you to look at, more because by that you may be insinuating that Islam is for Arabs, maybe, or for other people.
Well, you
for other
insinuated-
people. But yeah, believe it or not, there are white Muslims.
It's an Arab
there are
religion,
white
isn't
Muslims
it?
out there. It's not an Arab religion.
Well, when Muhammad went into the cave and the angel Jibreel spoke to him, did he speak to him in Arabic language?
Yes.
Okay, so it's fair
It was
for me to
revealed
say,
in Arabic.
So it's fair for me to say that it's an Arabic religion, then, isn't it?
Not really,
So I
no.
can't read Arabic, I can't understand it.
So just because it's in that language.
I'm not Arabic, I'm Muslim, he's not Arabic.
I know there's Muslims all over the world that are not Arabic, but I'm just saying it's. And
So
when
it's
you
for Arabs,
and
it's
you
for
see
Arabs.
when you go to debate someone about the Quran as well, what I like to say is, it's not in the Arabic. You don't understand the translation. You don't understand. So if I don't understand the translation, should I even bother trying to be a Muslim in the first place?
I wouldn't say that to you. I wouldn't say you.
You
can't
don't
ask
understand
questions.
Arabic, do you? Or do you?
I'm trying to learn it.
Learning it.
But I don't believe. I believe Muslims should be learning Arabic because it is the language which the Quran was revealed in. However, there are translations out there. A translator knows Arabic better than me and knows my own language better than me. So translations are fine. But Islam is clearly, if you look into it a bit more, it's not sent down for just Arab people. There's plenty of stuff in the text that will tell you that. And yeah. So yeah,
It depends on how you want to see it.
And I'm
It
sure.
depends on how you want to see it, innit? Some people could see it as an Arabic religion because it was sent down in Arabic.
If that's your argument, Islam is Arabic because the Quran is in Arabic, then yeah, then if that's how deep you want to go, if that's how deep you want to go.
People choose to keep the Quran in Arabic for unity. Actually, there's a reason for that because obviously we believe
Anyway.
that the whole all nations.
I ain't finished yet.
Yeah, I don't know where we're going. But go on.
Do you believe in love and hate for the sake of Allah?
Do I believe in love and hate for the sake of Allah? I believe everything is for the sake of Allah.
No, but I'm saying love and hate for the sake of Allah is in like some people would be like, oh, if their children go a certain way, they'll be like, oh, get the hell out of here. I love my God more than I love you.
Yeah,
You
well,
never hate the person.
No,
you
I
hate,
mean,
you
look,
hate the act, but you never hate
I'm a
the person.
Reba. My family are non-Muslim, so I'm not.
Especially the children.
I don't know
never hate
best.
the person.
Yeah. Are you saying if one of my kids wasn't Muslim, would I then just suddenly get rid of them?
If they actively, just imagine they actively started talking against Muslims or Islam, actively started talking against Islam, would you disown them?
I would try and help them.
Try and help them. You still love that. You still love that, your son or your daughter and that.
Yeah. You never hate the person, you can hate the act.
Where's that question come from? Where's that question come from?
You know, I'm just a random kind of person, you know what I mean? I'm not asking you guys how else, I'm just picking holes in you, mate. It's all good.
There's no holes in me. There's no holes in me. Go on.
Yeah,
All right, next one.
You don't see them
Go on,
yet.
next one. Go on. Let's,
Anyway, I ain't got nothing else to say yet. If I think of anything...
Look, my advice to you, and seriously, just do a bit of research into it, because
I've done
you
a
look
bit of
silly.
research.
You do look silly standing there asking questions and having no idea what hadith is.
No, I do know what hadith is.
Have you read the Quran
I do
yet?
know
Have you
what
read the
hadith.
Quran
I've read a bit of it, yeah. I've
Read a bit, yeah. What's your favourite chapter? We asked.
There's no favourite. I'm not Muslim, so there's nothing favourite about the Quran.
If I read a
for
book,
me.
I'd be able to tell you. Well, actually, I quite
I
like the
didn't
bit.
like
I
it.
quite like
Do
this.
you know
what
like
the
it that
legal
much.
age for
Tell me
marriage
one
is in,
story
by the
from
way,
the
in Alaska?
Quran. Tell me one
It
story from
didn't
the
interest
Quran.
me that much.
Can I ask you a question? Do you know the legal age for marriage in Alaska?
Do I know
right
that?
now, today.